Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to the long-range weather forecast discussion for February 28th to March 14th. For March 24th to February 28th to March 4th, this is what we're forecasting here. We have above normal heights across the Arctic region, you can see here, and extending south across the west central states. And we have an upper low from Greenland that extends down into the northeast. You can see it right here. The models are good agreement with that. Eventually the pattern shifts to a trough ridge configuration, but I'll get to that. Now we'll have a cutoff low. We'll go back to the surface here. We have a cutoff low here in the southwest, and that'll move into Southern California Friday. You can see here into Saturday, and then across the southwest this weekend. The system will then get weakened as it becomes absorbed with the upper scale flow next week over the southern plains. Okay, and we'll look at that at the surface. And then it gets absorbed here. All right, so another deep trough or upper low will move into the northwest early next week. Okay, we're going to look at the flow for March 5th to the 9th. And what we have here is most of the guidance are depicting a broad trough across the nation. The European, though, in its ensembles, let's see, yeah, here, we go to the 8th. Have a ridge here in the west. See, and a trough more in the east. So I'm going with the majority. So for this forecast period, I am calling for, got to get the right map up. Calling for above normal temperatures here, and I'm calling for anomalies near 8 degrees above normal here, below normal temperatures for the northeast and mid-Atlantic region, and anomalies expected to be about 2 to 4 degrees below normal. For precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here and for this region, and the probability of occurrence is near 40%, mostly in the east. And we have below normal precipitation for much of the southern plains into parts of the Four Corners, and the probability of occurrence is 35%. We're going to look at the period now from March 10th to the 14th. Now the flow transitions more to a trough in the west, ridging in the east. You can see it right here. Below normal heights cover much of the Arctic region and Canada and Alaska. So for this forecast period, the change in the forecast is to add this area of below normal temperatures. It's expected to be near 6 degrees below normal across this region, Washington and Oregon. And for precipitation, calling for precipitation, okay, get back to here. Above normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence is 35%. Below normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence is 35%. Okay, one thing I want to note, so far this winter, meteorological winter ends on Friday, and then we go to meteorological spring, but technically winter continues into March. But we haven't had here locally a snowstorm of 6 inches or more in a 24-hour period since 2021-22 winter. Okay, that's just something to show you. So far, I'm looking over my records here, and we haven't had a snowstorm of greater than 10 inches since the 2020-21 winter. And back then, it was only 1. And going back to the winters when we had the 6 inches or more, was in 2021-22, we had 3. So that's just something to note. Okay, so that is the long-range weather forecast discussion for February 28th through March 14th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.